Peace fam, it's your brother Koo. Today's video, I want to talk about the Word. First was the Word. Word was God, Word was with God. When it comes to words, you gotta understand denotative meanings to words. Throughout society, a lot of connotative things have been added to words. Connotative meaning you add something to a word to give it a different meaning from its origin. For instance, this episode or this video, I want to consider with my family. Con means together, sitter means stars. So I want to consider. So I want to come together with the stars, my family. You know what I'm saying? Because we star people. So we're going to consider a few things today. The things I want to consider are the fact that in the Bible it says that my people suffer for a lack of knowledge. If you look at the term suffer, suffer means to consent. So what suffer means, and don't believe anything I say, you can look it up for yourself, Black's Law Dictionary, 4th edition, or you can go into any unabridged dictionary, knock yourself out. But to suffer means to willingly, to be a willing party to something. So if God is in court and she's like, I suffered rape, what she's saying is that she consented to rape. She had every power, she had all the power to stop it, and she chose not to. So she suffered rape, or she suffered damages, or she suffered whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's things, simple things like that that we need to be aware of. For instance, minority. Minority means an adult with the mentality of a child. If you don't know that, you won't know how to conduct yourself. If you know that a colored person, anytime you hear the word colored, it means artificial, not real. So when you say colored, you're referring to non-real things. You didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere you go, so-and-so of colored folks or colored people. So-and-so of fake people, of non-existent people, because colored people have no place in history. There is no people in history called colored people. There is no people in history called black, Latino, Hispanic. You know what I'm saying? Before the Europeans colonized, right, the landmass was whole. So imagine this whole landmass right now, right? So right now, people will believe this to be a part of Washington, right? Seattle, Washington. What they don't know, for instance, okay, is that every tribe of Indians, they just lived on the land. They understood that America was the continent. So what they went by was their own traditions, how they lived by. That's the country they came from. So if I was a Cherokee Indian, which I am, right? You ask me what country I come from. At the time my ancestors were alive, at the time, if we're in that time period, I'm going to tell you I'm from the Cherokee Nation. That's the nation I'm from. My nation, my government, my home. You understand what I'm saying? My jurisdiction. But the Europeans came and they divided and conquered everything. You see what I'm saying? Divide and conquer. Meaning you have lines, imaginary lines all over the fucking continent. California and Texas are so big, they're their own countries. They cut that shit up. You see what I'm saying? So we need to understand that we as a people, when we were here, Aboriginal, by ourselves with no European interruptions, we didn't break off or partition off the land. We just claimed a spot for ourselves and we created our nation. And whatever nation you were in, that was the jurisdiction you came of. Those were the laws that applied to you, according to what nation you're from. All right? So that's what the United States does here. They quadrant off everything via lines. So you may see an area where you think 2, 3, 4, 5 states, but indigenously, those 5 states make up one area. Okay? And so this is what was hidden from us as people. So if we don't understand words, we'll never understand anything. For instance, Ethiopia means the demarcation line. You understand what I'm saying? Separation. All right? So not only do we need to know ourselves, we need to know the original names of our land. You understand? Because as indigenous people, we have a right to maintain the names and titles of our Aboriginal and indigenous lands. But if we don't do it, no one else is going to do it. We can't expect the Africans to come over here in America to hold down our birthright for us. You know what I'm saying? The reason why the world is looking to melanated peoples over here in the Americas is because we are the advanced. We're at least 200 years ahead of the Africans in Africa. No offense to them. And the sad part is they're exercising more creativity over there than we are over here. And we're advanced, right? Once again, the gods that showed everyone on this planet how to be civilized, how to have order without infringing on people's rights and creativity. We're the ones who brought that. We're the ones who brought that here on this planet in a position called Earth. So we need to get our shit right. We're looking at the world as if the world is out of order, B. It's like, nah, son, we are out of order. Okay? We are out of order. Out of order. And we need to honor our ancestors. This is the type of headdresses our ancestors wore. Okay? Fezzes. I'm still working on this one, you know what I'm saying? Waiting for my tassel to come in. I could finish that off. But this was our headdress. Feathers. We were the people wearing feathers. Not clear-faced Caucasian Indians. They are the offspring of the rapings, all right, of the slave masters to my mother. Their mother. All right? That's where they come from. But don't ever get it twisted to think that the original natives of the land were clear-faced or of light complexion. Nah, they were like me or darker, bruh. So don't get that shit twisted. All right? Because law and geography and history, they go together. If you don't know geography, you don't know shit. You see? A minor person right now is thinking that they're in Washington State. But a majority person understands that this is Samal Maghrib Amexum, Morocco to the extreme west. Why? Because this is the Moroccan Empire. But see, minority people don't read. Because the world puts everything in books. They put all the information in books and documents. But they know we don't know how to read. So there's no problem putting them shits right out there. Because are we ever going to go to a law library and pick up a constitution? Are any one of us going to go to a congressman meeting and let them know which constitutional obligations that they've been violating, that they haven't been upholding? Why haven't they been upholding it? Because the people haven't been in their right minds to exercise their full capacity to tell their employees what to do. The city works for the people. But guess what? If you act like you want to be a color, something artificial can't have rights. Something artificial can't have birthrights. People are not artificial. People are flesh. Live breathing. I could never be black. I could never be color. I could never be light skin, dark skin. I could never be an African and an American. Right? Do you want to understand why that's oxymoron? Because to be American is to be African. The original Americans are people of copper-colored tones of African descent. So to say African American is stupid. Why? Because Americans are Africans, one, and two, America and Africa are the names of the continent. They don't define the people. So once again, to say that I'm an American or to say someone is an African is a very general term. It doesn't describe shit. You're just talking about continents. You're not talking about actual people. So when you talk about actual people, you got to talk about actual people. So you will never find people in Africa talking about I'm African. If you meet someone from Africa, the continent known as Africa, they will tell you which nation or tribe on the continent they are from. You see? I go to Africa, someone will tell me, hey, I'm not African, I'm Senegalese. I'm not African, I'm Tanzanian. I'm not African, I'm damn, there's so many damn African countries. I'm a Kushite. You know what I'm saying? I'm not an African, I'm from Egypt. I'm not an African, I'm from Congo. I'm from Nigeria. You understand? So they all have nation states. So no one just says I'm African or I'm an American. If you're an American, what the fuck is your nationality? One, because I can already identify Americans by their skin complexion. If you're this tone, you're an American. Because the Americans here were copper-colored people. There were no Europeans on the planet at one time, folks. There were no Europeans on the planet at one time. Nothing new under the sun. And everything that's taken place has been repeated before, and it's simply taking place again. A brand new cycle. So, we are the first peoples of this planet. Do not forget that. Everywhere, we are the first peoples on the planet. All right? So check that shit. And study on yourself to know yourself, show yourself approved. That way you can exert that God force or energy known as knowledge, nigga, and stop choosing to suffer. Peace.